Hey, is that folk music that you play there? What is that? How do you call that folk music?
I think it was Studs Terkel who asked Big Bill Brunzi, did he consider his blues music to be folk music? And Big Bill says, well, never heard no horses sing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Don't hesitate. It could be your ticket to a new tomorrow.
It's a sign of judgment, yeah. Sign of judgment, yeah. Sign of judgment, time ain't long, yeah. Sign of judgment, yeah. Sign of judgment, yeah. Sign of judgment, time ain't long. I don't like old Satan, nothing he say or do. Cheat you out of your Jesus now, and he hold in his arms. Yes, yes, yes. Sign of judgment, yeah. Sign of judgment, yeah. It's a sign of judgment time ain't long. I don't like old Satan, none of his tempting charm. You tell one high to hide their faults and tell two to make it true. Yes, yes, yes. Sign of judgment, yeah. Sign of judgment, yeah. Sign of judgment, time ain't long. Yes, yes, yes. Sign of judgment, yeah. Sign of judgment, yeah. Sign of judgment, time ain't long. Time ain't long.
Yeah. All right.
Hey, thank you, Ralphie boy.
Welcome to Horses Sing None of It. My name is Ralph Litwin.
Put it there, pal.
Welcome to the show. Mr. Pat Conte, variously known as Major Conte of Major Conte and the Cane Brake Rattlers.
Yes, that's one incarnation.
Also known as one of the Otis brothers.
Yes, that's another one.
And curator of the Secret Museum of the Air on WFMU.
That's the current one.
And
you got them all right.
Curator of Secret Museum of Mankind on Yazoo Records.
That's correct, too. Thank you, Ralph.
All of those things.
You're just full of information tonight.
I shot my load.
Can you say that on television? I don't know about that.
So tell us about that first song. You were playing on a minstrel banjo. What was?
Well, it's sort of it's just after that era. It's just a kind of big tin can sort of thing. Oak banjo from about the 80s.
1880s.
Yeah, and that's a song by Kid Prince Moore. There's the other Prince in old-time music. There's Prince Albert Hunt, and then there's Kid Prince Moore. And that was called Sign of Judgment. And it sounds a lot like Mississippi Sawyers, but still there's the difference.
Sounded different to me.
Yeah.
And you're picking up another very unusual
Well, I have another banjo
instrument.
here. This is much smaller. And this is a very stupid thing made about the turn of the century. The banjo-fiddle. And it's just another one of those hybrid things. Somebody had an idea to gee whiz, I'm afraid of that microphone there. Somebody had the idea to make a skin and a hoop and put a fiddle neck on it. So whether it makes any sound is another thing, but it looks nice.
Looks nice. Sounds pretty good too, actually.
Let's see what we can scratch out of this thing. It's tough to hold. Some of these days, at your gate, I'm gonna holler, whiskey straight, all around the house, quiet as a mouse, Lord, Lord. Some of these days, at your house, I'm gonna holler, whiskey straight, I'm gonna lay down, rake your store, all night long, Lord, Lord, goodbye little girl. Mama and Papa beg me, go on boy, find a farm, be your home, county farm, be your home, Lord, Lord. Goodbye, little girl.
That's one of the coolest things I ever heard, man.
Well, thank you, sir.
That is
Thank
great.
you.
Tell us what you know about the source of that. And was it originally performed like that with the fiddle and the vocal together?
Well, yes, and actually with a bass player. And it's on an old record that was made in California after the war. And it was a champion fiddler of Mississippi, it turns out. His name was Jabe Dillon. Fiddlin' Jabe Dillon. That was called the Brown Skin Girl. But he used a regular fiddle, not a
Not a
not
banjo
a stupid fiddle. Yes.
Sounds great on that
Yes,
fiddle, though.
yeah, I thought it would work on that. Yeah.
Appropriate to that instrument, yeah. That's
So how are you, Ralphie boy?
I'm just
Good
fine.
to see you. Great to
Norton.
be here.
All right. So tell us a little bit about the Secret Museum of the Air.
Sure. The Secret Museum of the Air was conceived by my good friend and partner, Citizen Kafka, who I believe will be a guest on your program, if he hasn't been already.
In the very near future.
Yes, and who might be right in this room with us, actually. We began a program. We had an idea together that we could sort of present musical history through old phonograph records from many cultures around the world. And what we did was we first produced a very long, in-depth program on Japanese music. And these were from, again, from vintage old gramophone records. And it worked out so well, and that was about almost 10 years ago. And we've been going ever since.
And,
We started off on Metropolitan Radio, actually.
and people can tune in to WFMU on the web.
Yes, well, WFMU is 91.1 on the dial.
If you're in the New York metro area.
And also, you can hear it on the web as a live streaming broadcast, so it's worldwide that way.
Yeah.
And then we also have also the citizen, being the artist he is, created a website devoted to some of the art involved with the music, the ephemera and the labels.
Uh-huh.
And you can hear music there 24 hours a day, or you can access the radio program through there.
Cool.
And you can connect with Yazoo Records through Shanachie, who make available the Secret Museum of Mankind, the CDs. And this was a project that you would need an entire program to devote to, Ralph.
All right.
It's a long time project that started about 15 years ago, anthologizing a lot of old phonograph records.
Okay, well, for those viewers who are interested in learning more about that, let's show the information for the website, Pat Conte's information and about the Secret Museum,
It's about there, right?
www.secretmuseum.net. You
That's
can, if you don't have a computer, you can go to your library and borrow one and go find out all kinds
You
of
could
information.
steal one from the library. You could try, anyway.
All right, what are you going to give us next here, Pat?
Well, we were talking about records, and you know, I mostly play music at home, so I'm not really used to this, but I guess these are sort of like tape recorders. My life is pretty much mixed up between American music that I love to play and the international music that I love to listen to, but sometimes these things get mixed up in my head, and they all sound the same to me anyway, just like the instruments all get mixed up. And here's a mixed up guitar that has 7 strings, none of which are in tune usually. I'm going to play an old Italian folk song. Can you say folk song on the air?
Sure, why not?
Folk.
Folk song.
F-O-L-K.
Folk
Yes.
song.
And I'm going to mix it up with an African piece, a Zulu guitar piece.
Okay.
Maybe it'll work, maybe not.
Now, I'm noticing about that guitar, in addition to being a 7-string guitar, that's not a regular tuning, if I'm correct.
No, that's a crazy tuning. I came to it by accident. I was talking to someone while I was tuning it, thinking I was doing something correct, but it turns out to be half of 2 tunings, and I just left it that way. I never changed it from a few years ago, so I just got used to it that way. These are the kind of disgusting luxuries you could have when you have a bunch of guitars around the house.
All right.
So you just leave it.
Cool. So the Otis brothers are still a performing group that you can...
The Otis brothers are still alive. When they plug in, they call themselves the Cool Drivers. And still together since high school, really, since the 70s. We have the same, essentially the same drummer, and I still play with Bob.
So
he was part of the original Otis
You
brothers.
say essentially the same drummer. He had some body parts replaced?
Yes, right. he got bigger arms. Tad's big arms.
And how about the Canebrake Rattlers? Are they still
The Canebrake Rattlers are still kicking. They're all branching out a bit. Mark Farrell plays with the Tri-County Ramblers, who you should get on the program. They're great,
All right.
really solid bluegrass with a real traditional feel, but a lot of modern songs. Good music. He plays with some other groups too. Bill Dilloff plays with his wife Paula. Festivals around, does a lot of teaching, and Tom Legenhausen is up in Connecticut still. And he just sits around the fireplace with the old banjo.
All right.
But we still get together every once in a while.
Cool.
Still trying to get it right.
What else are you going to play for us
yeah,
today?
Sure. How we doing for time there, Ralphie boy?
Well, we're 21 and a half minutes into this out of a total of 28 minutes.
Oh boy.
So we've got about 6 minutes to go here.
I ain't got no special right of him. I ain't got no special right of him. I ain't got nobody to let me feel myself. I woke up this morning, people look at the special rising sun. I woke up this morning, people look at the special rising sun. I pray to the Lord, let my special rising seat on.
Spooky.
That's the spooky stuff.
So who's that come from?
That comes from Skip James, who's from Bentonia, Mississippi. And he made records back in 1931, and then, my God, they found him alive in the 60s. That's the 60s version. When he was a young man, that's too hard to play. I played the old man version. Yes, folk music.
All right.
Bet you had a lot in this room.
Could say. What you getting ready to do?
I'm getting ready to tune the guitar, Ralph. This is from the, I heard this on an old record from Snuffy Jenkins. And I might have to just play it instrumental. Until Larry McBride came by one day and said the Everly Brothers used to do that. Our good friend Larry. It's called A Long Time Gone. You cheated me and made me lonely. I tried to be your very own. There'll come a day